Hello everyone and welcome back. In today's video I will be installing grip fist clamps with Built Right Industries brackets into the bed of my truck. Why am I doing this, you might ask? So I can carry things on my adventures and keep them out of the way until needed. Things such as my splitting axe, a shovel, general mechanics tools, and of course, a fire extinguisher. Let's get into the video.
Have you ever met Miss Lindy? She's a gal with the bright red hair. Now she stands high from all the rest. You know her anywhere. Where she's mine. Yeah, she's mine. Well, I love that little girl with the bright red hair.
Alright guys, let's get started. First things first, I'm going to go over some tools and parts I'll be using on this project, starting out with silver Sharpie. This will be used to mark locations for the brackets and the holes to drill. Here we have our threaded rivet puller, I guess you would call it, and these are the threaded rivets. Basically how it works is you're going to drill the hole. This goes on here, and when you pull this with the tool, it mushrooms this rivet, and it puts a flange on each side of the bed. Now this gun came with all different sizes. These are the dies for whatever size thread nut you're using. It came with metric and standards. And for this project, I will be using the M8 by 1.25 threaded nuts. Next we have our Built Right Industries brackets and the quick fist clamps. So I don't think that Built Right makes these. They make these brackets for them. But when you order these, you can add these to your order, and they ship it to you. They do stock these. And basically what this is, so this is your like a heavy duty rubber clamping system to put in like round handle tools and whatnot. But the thing about this is it only has one little hole to mount it to whatever. So what they did is created this bracket to which, and all the hardware is included in this. They made this bracket to where you can utilize these stronger holes, and then you can put up to 3 bolts into whatever you're mounting it to, which makes it more sturdy. And also this bracket gives you a little standoff distance to whatever you're mounting to, which is helpful. All right, so that's that. And then these come in 2 different flavors. I got some small ones, and also have this large one for the fire extinguisher, big boy. And here's the bracket for that one. So it's those. Next up we have our rivet nuts. Now this tool, when you order it, it does come with rivet nuts. I just ordered some extra ones just in case I may need them in the future. And of course I will link all this stuff in the description below if you want to check it out for yourself. Last but not least, we have our hardware. These are M8 by 1.25 thread bolts, and I have 2 different lengths. I have some 30 millimeter and some 50 millimeter. The 30 millimeter is going to be used for the shovel, the axe, and the fire extinguisher. These longer ones I'm going to use for mounting the toolbox, because even though this bracket gives me some standoff off the side of the bed where I'm mounting it to, it's not enough because my toolbox sits further out. So my plan is I got these spacers as well, these sleeves, and so I'm going to put this sleeve on the back side and mount it into the bed and see how that works. I don't know. It might work, it might not. I think it will, but we'll see when we get there. And I think that is it for the parts. Okay, so next step is going to be to mark the locations for our brackets. And how I'm going to do this is I just went ahead and pre-installed the clamps onto the item I want to mount. And then once I have that, and when you do this, make sure that you leave enough room, like on the end here, just in case you want to change out the item later. Okay, so now that we have the holes marked for our drilling, we will of course drill them out. And I forgot to mention this in the parts in the beginning, but we also need a drill with drill bit. This here is a 13/32, and it is just about the same size as that rivet nut. Now you don't want to make your hole too big, because then it'll be sloppy and we have a lot of play. So you want it just big enough to fit that rivet nut in there. All right, sweet. So now that we have all of our holes drilled, we're gonna go ahead and put in our rivet nut so we can install our bracket here. Now in order to do this, we're gonna use our tool here, and what you'll need is to locate your respective container with whatever thread size you'll be using. And in that container are these two pieces. You got this piece with a short side thread and a long side, and then a nut. All you're going to do is take your tool here. You have this little collar inside. Just going to pull that down and thread the short side into that. Once you have that threaded, you release and just kind of make sure that collar pops up, and that'll keep this from rotating. And then you're just going to thread on your nut here. And it is all set. And as you see, when you open the handles, it goes out. When you close the handles, it comes in. That's what pulls on that nut and crushes this section here. So you're just going to thread this nut on, open the handle up, thread the nut on, stick it in, and then pull the handle closed. It'll crush this groove section, keeping the nut in place. Hi, sweetie. Oh no! Hi, sweetness. And to adjust this, there's this nut here. If your handle doesn't open up all the way, you just loosen this up and rotate this out till your handle opens up all the way, and then snug this back down. That'll give you more room, more pull, more throw, if you will. Well, there you have it. Now we'll just repeat the process for the toolbox and the axe and whatnot. But I'm going to move on to the toolbox next so I can show you those sleeves that I got. So for my tools, I want this box to sit right in here. It's kind of not enough space, so I'm gonna have to angle it. But if I can, rest it on the floor of the bed and then kind of angle it to where I still have enough room to get to my 12-volt outlet here. You can see right there in that position that even with the bracket, it doesn't sit flush against the bed. So that's where these sleeves come in. So I have it marked, and I'm gonna do everything like I normally would, except when I go to bolt it on, I got the longer bolts here, and I'm gonna put it through this sleeve to actually bolt on to give it a little more standoff, just like so.
Tripping and tripping.
All right, so everything else is good to go here, and actually sat on my lavalier mic that was connected into this transmitter here, so it bent the connector, and the lav is no longer usable. So I got this goofy thing hit off my shirt, but that's okay because we're on our last little piece here, and that is the fire extinguisher bracket. Now, this one's a little different. So obviously the quick grip thingy is a lot bigger, and it comes with a different bracket. With that, I'm going to use the hardware that actually came with this from Built Right, and it is a little smaller because the holes in here are drilled out a little smaller, and on the back side you have these slotted holes here. And this is a 1/4-20 standard, so I'll be switching over to standard, and I already have that die loaded up in my little puller here. These are the 1/4 20 rivet nuts. So what I'll be doing is mounting this grip to the side with the holes in it, like so, and then mounting this to the slotted side towards the bed. Now I've already put it on here and marked my holes because I thought I had audio and I didn't, so I'm redoing this piece of it. But anyway, I've already marked my holes, so I'm going to get to drilling and we'll get this fire extinguisher installed. Well, that's it for this one, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you got some out of it. This video is kind of running long, so I'm talking really fast. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a big fat thumbs down. If you have any questions, leave in the comments below, and I will see you on the next one.